So just having a look at mount today, predominantly going to cross body mount or S-mount, but we're going to have a look at a couple of entrances on how to get there. This is one of my favourite mount escapes, and it's done when they're sitting up. I'll explain why they're sitting. So generally when someone's on mount, if they're nice and low, they're kind of smothering me, which makes it hard for them to get the submission. They're generally waiting for me to frame. Once they have the space, they can attack my arms and attack my neck. So to start the system, we're going to have our person that's going to be sitting up on mount, and we're going to have a look at the attack. So we're going to have Sarah is up on mount. And there's two things. So just as a general rule, anytime that I extend my arms past the 90 degrees, it's easy for my partner to attack, get backside on them, etc., etc. So my frame system, I generally want to keep this on the inside, and I'm not going to chase Sarah. I don't want to kind of give my arms extension, so we're going to be here. As a general, if they're sitting up, they're looking to attack, and they're hunkered down, they're looking to hold. So we need to do with both these. So from here, this position. What I do first of all is I take my left leg long. I now raise my hips and bring my left leg so my partner comes forward. So the weight comes off. I now start to push my partner over the side. Let me explain. So if Sarah's sitting up on mount, all her weight's on her knees. And this makes it really hard for me to start to move my partner because her weight's locked down onto position. Where if I can knock her weight onto her hands, this makes her hips and knees a little bit lighter, which allows me to move them. But the downfall about it is, like, I don't want it to come on top of me. So my frame system, nudge, bump, and here. So think about this ways. I turn my leg, and I'm pushing my hips down, so that they're going down. It makes it hard for them to attack an armbar. I start to hip escape, and I can start to come up to my pass positions, attack positions, ankle locks, whatever I want to do. And again, so it's very, very simple in the mount position. The golden rule, number one, is make sure that your frame system doesn't extend too far. I don't want to get armbar. Number two is this, when I nudge, so if it's my left leg, when I nudge, bolt from here is, I keep my legs on turned aside. I'm not pushing up, I'm pushing it down, so her hips go to the ground. She can't armbar me now because she's locked into position. I do like to come underneath from here and lift, and that will help put my partners back on the ground, and so then being able to chase it to come up on top. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This is really minor detail, but it's one of those ones that it's either going to make the move easier to do or slightly harder to do. And when I explain this to people, yeah, it makes sense, but then they go back and it's such a habit that they kind of keep doing it, and they're aware that they do it, but it's breaking the habit, which is really hard to do sometimes if we've been doing it for, like for years and years and years. So we'll just grab Sarah back up on mount. What we're going to do is going to watch my left leg. Okay. So if you think about it, so my frame system don't chase. If my partner hasn't got contact, we don't need to make contact. Watch my left leg. So we're going to do this. Everyone does this correctly, but everyone goes, I want to roll to my left, so they put that here. When I push down, Sarah ends up sitting on my leg, and I can't knock her over because my own leg's in the way. Right. And it might not even be here, it might just be here, but anytime that I'm pushing my partner down, if my leg's in the way, her hips can't hit the ground, she won't fall over because my own leg's in the way. That's a really common thing, because I see people, they kind of go, nudge, we get here, and they're pushing, and I can't get up because her weight's on my leg, and she can't actually fall over because my leg's in the way. Come on, Paul. So what I want to concentrate on is, it's almost like a knee-jerk reaction. So I want to go like, leg goes straight, leg nudges, leg goes straight from there. So actually there's a valley to push them into. The more that I kick my leg underneath my right leg, the more that my hips turn, the better it is for me to rotate here. The more that my leg's flat to the ground, the harder it is for me to roll as well. So the small detail is I keep my right leg bent, left leg goes forward, nudge, drop it down, and if I could bring my leg under, I've got this huge gap. Secondly, this makes it easy for me to start to come up if I need to come up. So what I was seeing a couple of you, not looking at anyone, is that you've got to roll those hips to be able to come up, and you've got to get the hips up like that way they're not going to land on them when you push them over as well. 1, 2, 3. We're going to talk about the space once going up down. I'm out. And there has to be, I have to give something away to get something always. It's really rare that I can keep taking without giving something back. So Sarah understands that once my leg goes backwards, she knows which way I'm going to push because I've got the void. What I see people do, and it's not wrong, don't get me wrong, it's not wrong, it's this. When I nudge and post here, most people put their hands and they might even move their right knee out to protect, their right knee out. The downfall about it is I'm pushing down where you don't have a post. So this isn't necessarily the best way to defend it because you're putting a post to stop me from rolling you over, but I can physically just keep moving away from you. And this is that thing where I come under, switch my legs, and I can look for the back take from here. I can take the back from underneath mount. There's a couple of really cool things to do for me. So what we're going to do instead for Sarah's position is reading the play. And you understand that this is one of the major ways of getting out of mount. And it's not just this, it could just be the hands onto the hips. So anytime that I go knee nudging from here, Sarah's going to work out pretty fast. I'm creating space underneath my right side, which is her left side. So as I start to push down, Sarah's going to slide her left knee as close to my armpit as she can, and she's going to come up onto her right foot from here. So it kills my frame and puts her into a top position from here. We do get the underhook on the arm as well, which is far better for her and really bad for me. So slow motion on this one. The thing about this way is from here, my hand, you already know which way I'm going to push you because I've got my post system. So leg goes long, nudges, turn. As I push, she comes up and comes up onto her foot. I'm going to do the matrix so you get to swing with me. Like this. Now, think about this way, it's this. I want your foot to be closer to my armpit and your knee further away. I want your foot to be closer? Yes. So now, this makes it really hard for me to move. If your foot's down a little bit, I can attack your foot with my hip. So, most people feel that I'll control the hip. The downfall about it is your weight's distributed through your knee, your foot, and your foot. So you have 3 points of contact, which makes it easy for me to attack. Where if you go underneath my armpit, I swing my hips, it pretty much doesn't do anything from here. So we want to be in this position. Most people are going to realise the arm bar, they're going to cup their arms. This is the most common defence that you're going to get. One more time. So from there, she already knows which way I'm going to push because the frame system. As I bring forward, kick, push, we can post on our hand one, but we're sliding backside. Make sure this, so make sure that your knee's slightly down, your foot's in, and your left knee is behind my head. We're going to target. I do like to grab hold of my gi, thumb in, nice and high. That means that the arm's yours. So if Sarah moves, my arm goes with her. Does that kind of make sense? Where if you're not holding it, if Sarah moves, my arm doesn't go. So I do like to get hold of this as well. I'm going to get the control. Person underneath, you're not just going to go standard arm bar defense, which is generally holy shit, I'm in the arm bar, and don't bring your hands together. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we've gone to the cross body mount position. She has the arm set up. Okay, so in this position, the most common response is that they're going to sit back for the arm bar. I know that, right? So whether I'm holding or not, it's irrelevant. The counter to it, well, not the counter, the downfall about it is that you're putting my weight on top of you and you're creating what we call moving parts. So a lot of the time that I see people that try and explode back into the arm bar to get rid of the arm bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my weight as hard and fast as I can on the back of my head. So she can't push the leg over my head anymore. Hand goes around, and now I can start to come up. So I'm not saying it's not the best thing to do in the world, but if you miss the arm bar, you're putting yourself into a scramble position. And most people, like if I'm in this position here, first thing that I do is I'm going to put my weight on top of you, so that or on top of your leg, so that you can't bring the leg around my head. So it's kind of all I'm doing is I'm walking my legs this way, put my head down, and this is really easy for me to start to get out of the arm bar. Not bad at all. Okay. Bearing that in mind, this is something that I believe should be taught instead of the arm bar. If you've watched both Emma and myself rolling tournament, this is one of the things that we like to do. So we'll get to this position, we're going to go separate entrance. We know that they're getting armbarred, so most people are going to hold from here. Watch carefully when you're talking through. Amanda's left hand is going to go palm down under my head, so it's going to go around and palm down here. What this does, I now can't drive backwards onto a leg because the arm's there. Does that kind of make sense? Now, this is the hardest part. Your right hand is simply going to go and swap the fly and try and grab my bottom elbow. So she lets go of her gi, she comes down, grabs my bottom elbow. How's that feel? Okay. This is the part that most people get confused with, is your right elbow is slowly going to flare out as wide as you can. Your right knee goes to the ground. Your left hand starts to hunt my throat. So now, your left knee, so your right knee goes on the ground. Your right hips kick through hard as you can. Kick them out, and you take them belly down. The beautiful thing about it is your weight's always on top of me. Like, not like the other one where you roll to the armbar, my weight has the possibility to come on top of you. If you've seen some of the fight videos, we do this and just see the people's legs, and then like, you don't even see just that little tap, and people get up like, fuck, that was horrible, you know? So this is what we're designed to do. So number one is, to stop me, your left hand goes palm down. This, believe it or not, is a really strong, it doesn't seem like it to you. Secondly is this, if you just leave that here, that's your choke. But think about it this way, is if you're trying to roll me down, but you're bringing your hand up, it's dual motion. So just leave it there. Get lazy. Your hand grabs my elbow, pulls my elbow in. Now, watch this. You flare your elbow, so that turns me to put your space, so your right knee can go to the ground. Turn your left thumb up. Right here now. You drive your hips through my lower back. Choke. Look, even if you don't get the choke, it's a really fun position for Amanda to be in. Like, it's horrible for me. And you don't hear, and I'm not having a shot at any coaches. Coaches are going to say, get to your knees, get to your knees. Let them, kick them out. The worst thing to do is get to your knees from this position. You don't want to get to your knees. They put the hooks and kick you out. That's it. Game's over. So we're going to start in this position. Number one, your left hand goes palm down. So just so you can see it, because this is your choke. Number two, I'm defending. So you just come down and just grab the elbow. Now, look at that default. Now, there's a space for your right knee to hit the ground. When your right knee hits the ground, left thumb comes up. Now, all you're going to do for me is you kind of driving your hips through my lower back and lifting your head up. And they're going to do like this. Okay. How'd that feel?
Sounds like I control that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's much better than trying to get
If
that.
I don't get the choke, I'm getting smart.
Oh man, yeah, like it's horrible. Okay. Is everyone okay to have a quick shot at that? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the timer on for 3 minutes, and then we're going to swap partners. We're going to get a different body shape and size and do it on them for 3 minutes. If you're with a smaller person, when you drive your hips through their back, just be nice, because it hurts a lot. 1, 2, 3. Much better. Armbar position, shoot against the armbar. So, cup. Post. If I drive too high, I'm going to come off the back. So what I see people do is they drive high, so the whole body goes high, and here, so I can't get the choke because I'm too far up the back. So what I'm trying to do instead is just stays here, I'm just trying to drive that, so when I turn here, I'm on the lower back. If you have the weight through your lower back, versus driving I'm on her shoulders, because now her hips are free to move and I can't quite turn it over. So when I'm driving, if you curiously place your hand in, turn, what I'm doing is I'm just dropping my hips down. And it's pretty much straight. The choke. Yeah, okay, that. Drop my hips down, start my choke. So try not to take your whole body forward. Just try to drop your hips down, but I'm trying to, all I want is a landing platform here. So I just want to kind of go flare. My knee just drops down from here. Now all I'm doing is I drop my hips, so my hips drop down flat. I'm in control. So I want to be in this position from here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. feel the difference on that?
Yeah. Yep.
Just drive through the road, yeah.
He's watching me.
This is entrance number 2, and I'm just going to go off the 3 majors. Right, so 3 major attacks from the mount position, and then we're going to go through that. We're going to go to the belly down finish on all 3 of them. It's an option, but it's an option that comes up quite a fair bit, and I think it's overlooked substantially. Okay, so I'm on the mount position. As a general rule, anytime that I'm doing a Kimura and I create space, my partner can put the hand into the armpit, push away, which is really hard for me to finish the Kimura. So I do not do my Kimura from down nice and low, like not giving them any space. Right, so anytime I'm up here, the hand goes to the armpit and I'm like, man up, and I release the position. We'll come back to that, not today. Okay, so down nice and low, Kimura from here. And what I'm finding is that I get my elbow to position, so my elbow's on the inside of the head, from here, and I try and get to where, but my partner's either really strong or really flexible. So I want to do one motion is, I'm going to give my partner what she wants. I lift the hand up, I bring the hand over, and I switch to what position? Cross body mount. This is the hardest part about the entire move. Hand comes under and goes through from here. Hand goes down. Now, the part that I'm seeing some of you guys that are having trouble, you're not quite taking your partner over. So if you think about it, I'm going to run this way a fraction as well. So I go, palm goes down, I have the control, I flare. So what I'm doing is I'm running this way to roll my partner belly down. You're going to find that slide easier than driving here, and I kind of get to that halfway point where they're not quite on the ground. So what I found is from here, post, right, step my leg out and drive down. So that's going to actually turn them all the way belly down. And now I'm in the position to start my choke. So once again, from the mounted position, you can do this however you want to, but I like to close the space up. Get the Kimura, bring the Kimura over. Here you go. Swap my hands, control, here. Okay, drive sideways, 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 sideways. Body goes down, hooks come in, head goes down, and then I can start to look for my choke from here. Do you want to see that? Okay, is everyone okay? Who would like to see that one more time? Yep, okay, Ali. So once again, when I'm doing the Kimura, one of the fundamental mistakes I see people do is they take the Kimura and they give the partner space to be able to push away. So what I'm doing is I'm nice and low. I take the Kimura and I'm like, man, I can't get the Kimura quite in position. So I lift the Kimura up and come to here. Step up, knee through, swap my hands. Hand comes under, create space from here. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to bring my leg up fraction and I'm running my partner over. Pop to put them belly down. I can now go back, start to attack the throat, etc. So, belly down from the Kimura from out. 1, 2, 3. The next part is I want to kind of go through an option. So we're going to go through when they're playing super defensive, but I can't get the Kimura. So like I've got the mount position, the hands are in super tight, and like they're not really giving me too much, but I might either need the submission, or it might be a submission on a tournament, and I need to get the attack on them. So let's grab Jude onto his back first. I head facing that way. So one of the things I've found, if you're playing the mount position and they're playing super defensive, and I can't really get the Kimura, I'm going to create my own space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to backstroke and I'm going to sit my hip down from here, drive my arm through, and pick up the arm. I don't have to, as long as my wrist is deep. So what's going to happen as a general kind of feedback is, once I'm here and I sit, most people are going to go, wow, he's losing that, they're going to try and push, which gives me access to the arm. Really important, I'll pull the arm across, come up, and I'm back into my cross body mount position again. So let's have a look at that again. So we're here, right, and I'm trying to attack, I can't get to the throat, he's got really good defense. So I'm sitting my hip down, drive my arms through, and I get this. So what I'm doing from there is I'm pulling the arm across to the body, and now come up to my cross body mount, and the arm's in position again. Take the hand down, okay, flare, roll my partner over, take the back control. Once again, hand comes under, and start to do your submission. So again, from here, up, and I'm having trouble, like he's playing defensive. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting my hip, but I've got a nice knee squeeze. Drive through, put the arm to the inside position, up, two, I'm in my cross body mount position again. Yep, so he realised it's an armbar, he plays defensive mode, hand comes down, flare the position, run this for a little bit, take my partner over, boom, hand comes under, we'll start to get into the game again. We're going to go like this. I have Jude's back. Trying to get the back choke, and he's defending the arm. So I'm in this position. Okay. Think about it this way, right? Really easy. I'm just trying to grab hold of anything across the side here. Put my hand out. Leg goes down, leg comes up. Cross body mount position. So I'm good, just taking belly down from here. So I'm doing exactly the same thing. So if I do end up find myself on the back and I'm having trouble, the hand that's under is the lever hand. So as long as I get this, I'm okay. So push and grip right, hand, come up, and we're same position again. I've already got the control, so this is really easy. Straight from belly down. So you've got two positions. You've got from the back control, or you've got from the mount, and we're going to arm drag to the arm. 1, 2, 3, go.